that play, and I got mad. I got so mad, bro. Oh my god, that was that. Mm,
All
I'm
right,
not
people.
even say it.
I'm gonna give you guys time to kind of to start. I'll just say this, man, and let me just collect my thoughts before I give my honest opinion right now. But I'm gonna just say this. This is like I want to start out just saying this. All right, this is this may have not we still it was still doubt that whether or not we could have won the game or not. That's I'm not. This is not what I'm arguing whether or not we would have won the game. We don't know if we would have won the game. We didn't get the chance. My thing is don't put a team in a position or players in a position where they don't know how to play football. You teach these guys the road. This is literally what they have every ref coming into every training camp. They train these guys. This is a legal hit. This is a legal tackle. This is a legal throw. This is an illegal hold. This is how you play offensive lineman. This is what we're looking for. And these guys go out and do a perfect sack. And you say it's personal foul. That's why I had the issue. So you gotta give your take, man.
Let me
Who want
just
to
say,
go first?
I want to let me just say,
Let me.
guys, I
Well,
just want
go
to
ahead, Drew. Go ahead,
real
Drew.
quick. I'm not going to even be long. I'm gonna say this for all of the Falcons haters out there. This is what we talk about media manipulation. Let's just be real. Like the ones that say that they're Falcons fans, and I know everybody up here. We say that we all are Falcons fans. This is what this team is fighting against. This is why we say let's get behind this team because we got to get behind our team as a fan base. Period. Because we've heard Mike say this about guys getting in the Hall of Fame. He was talking about this a couple shows ago when they were talking about the guys that are up for nomination for the Hall of Fame. We got to get behind our team because this shows right now that the NFL, they don't care about the Falcons. How many times have you heard us say they don't care about the Falcons? Grady Jarrett is a superstar. He's a superstar. He came through. That sack that he got no longer is on his record. So he should have what? I think 4.5 sacks now. He's not going to get that sack because of the penalty that they called. They're robbing us. We got robbed. Let's be real. We got screwed. Like we said, we didn't even get a chance to see if we could have won the game. And this is why I always talk about the NFL with the stories and things that they like to come up with. Tom Brady 11-0 against the Falcons. You see them put that up at the end of the game. This is what bothers me about saying Tom Brady is the GOAT. These type of situations. So we got to get behind this team. All these people that say we're Falcons fans, we got to get behind this team because you seen Grady Jarrett's face after that sack. He was distraught, and I was distraught for him because it's just what goes back to what Mike was just saying. What do I got to do to be great? What do y'all want me to do? We done everything to get back into this game, and then the refs take the game out of our hands. Don't even give us an opportunity. It's at the end of the Super Bowl. Me and Mike just talked about this after the last show that we did. We were talking in the back. He talked about how they didn't even go and review that last play in the Super Bowl when they scored the touchdown on the run. Confetti just came down. Same thing with this. They didn't go huddle up. They didn't go talk about it. Because let's be real. How many times have we seen when a flag gets thrown on the Buccaneers, they go huddle up? Tom Brady's over there sticking his nose in talking to the refs.
Yep.
When they called that call on Grady, I didn't see nobody huddle up. The chief official should have huddled up right then and there and say, who threw this flag? Why did you throw the flag? Let's talk this over. They should have talked it over right then and there and said, look, we need to pick this flag up. I've seen flags picked up. We've seen it numerous times. Flags get picked up in these Falcons games. This is why I say they don't respect the Atlanta Falcons. This is why we fight so hard. AFN, Jew Talk Sports, LT, all of the guys that come up here, Tyrone, all of these people that's talking about the Falcons, and we try to be positive about this team. This is why we're so positive, because they want to keep that narrative that the Falcons can't close. We were down 21-0 going into the fourth quarter. They didn't want that stain to be on the great Tom Brady that he lost in the fourth quarter. They allowed Marcus Mariota, the one that we say is trash, came back in the fourth quarter and somehow came back and won the game. The Falcons, the team that they always talk about 28-3 that can't finish. This team in the fourth quarter turned that switch on, and we've seen it. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all take it, man, because like I said, I'm fed up with it, man. This is bull. This is the type of stuff that make people say the NFL is rigged. These type of plays right here. I put on my Twitter, the fix is in. All of those, and this is exactly why I don't bet on games. This is exactly the reason why I don't bet on games, because we clearly seen that was a phantom call. Come on, man, we got to be better. We got to be better. NFL, we got to be better. We want to find these players, find these refs for throwing the game, calling these crazy calls.
Let me get these super chats out of the way.
The game that make a difference. This is one of those plays right here, man.
Let me get these super chats out of the way real quick. The Mad Monk ATL. We got Brady. We got Brady. Man, I can't even freaking read at the moment. What exactly was Brady supposed to do? Ask Brady for permission to get hit. When he gets these calls, every time Fred Butts, every time the ref calls our game, we get screwed. That's the same thing I said about the black guy. Every time,
you know what's crazy
about that black guy. Hold on. Let me get one more. Let me get one more. Empire One, I appreciate it, but I think it would be. I think it would have ended like the Rams game, but they still should have had a chance at least. These refs are out of control. And I apologize, bro. I just can't. I apologize for my reading. I'm all over the place. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts. But go ahead, Tyrone.
So I want to. So Jerome Booker's from Atlanta. I just want y'all to know that. I just wanted y'all. He's from Atlanta, and we've been hosed by him multiple times. I don't know if he got something against the team. I don't know what it is, but he is from the Metro Atlanta area. But that as a lineman, the holding call was annoying. As seeing Grady Jarrett take Brady down, and we had time on the clock, and then just see a flag get thrown was probably more disheartening, because I was like, okay, we got a chance. And you didn't give us a chance at that point. You took that chance away immediately. And so when you take that chance away, you can't allow that takes team just everything down. You can see like how the energy shifted. Like everybody was just like, bro, that's some bullshit. I mean, everybody said it. Everybody's like, bro, this is horrible. Why? And it's bad when you got to have everybody in every sports league, every fan of sports see that play and say that's a horrible call. And it's not just one sports commentator. It's not just one sports reporter. It's almost every sport saying that's a horrible call. Like, it's a tackle. How else do you tackle somebody? You can't tackle nobody any better. That was a textbook tackle. He was running away from him, and he dove and grabbed him, and he rolled over with him. It's simple. That's how you're supposed to tackle. When you go through summer drills and they teach you how to tackle, they teach you the alligator roll. They teach you to go straight when you put your shoulder in their stomach.
Alligator roll.
And that is alligator rolling. That is all you did. That's all he did. He alligator rolled him. But of course, it's 45-year-old Brady who's going through a divorce, and he's got AB trolling him on Twitter. So let's feel bad about that. And so let's just throw a flag. This is just showing you that Brady just is I don't know what it is and why they love him so much, but it's showing you every time that no matter who the ref is, and Jerome has had some really questionable calls with Brady. This is not his first time having questionable calls with Brady. He's the head judge with Brady. If you want to go look at it, if you want to go look at the history, because I was just looking at it, he has some questionable calls. So
I have been saying that the whole. If you was in our chat, bro, if y'all was in that, I had been saying I don't know what it is. I don't know what his name, but the black ref,
Jerome Booker,
is always Jerome. It always comes down to
him. Every game we play with him, it comes down to him, and I'm tired of it. Just if you the NFL, you have to realize and look at look at his record and be like, it's like the Chris Paul thing. Every time Chris Paul goes versus that certain ref, it's always some BS, and every time we go versus Jerome Booker, it's just consistent BS. It doesn't make sense. NFL, you got to look at that and be like, okay, this is a problem. You have to look at that and say that. It's just dumb stuff. The game overall, I'm not mad. The first half was very just annoying. I felt like the first half was annoying, but that Brady play just really overtook the rest of the game. It really just made you not think about the rest of the game because of that bullshit. Really and truly.
All right, LT,
Uh,
what you got, bro?
from a football standpoint, the first half we didn't play well. We made a lot of mental mistakes, some questionable calls during that time frame, but I put that first half more so on us than anything else. Bad linebacker play, some bad offensive line play, drop passes, missed throws, more so on that. A lot of that continued on going into the second half towards maybe I think we started getting together late in the middle to middle to late in the third quarter. Fourth quarter starts, we begin the surge. Now I tell anybody and everybody, based on what I've seen from this league, it ain't over until it's over, especially this year. I've seen where teams been down big, and when you look at it, bam, it's a football game. So and based on what we've been seeing from the Falcons the last 3 weeks, they've been doing that. Since week 2, they've been doing that. They might be down, but they'll fight their way back in, whatever the case may be. You seen what we did against the Rams. When it looked like all was lost, 28-3, ha, here come the jokes. When they notice anything, we done punched the ball out from Cooper Kupp and recovered, and we got a chance to win the football game. And the whole world is looking like, will we atone for my demon from February 5th of 2017? Of course, we all know we fell short, but it lets you know the Falcons were a team to be forced to be reckoned with. We are not going to go away. What we showed in week 2 and what we showed today, we are a team that no matter how big you think the lead is, we're not going to go away. If you're not consistently putting up those points, which we don't allow that many points, we're not going away.
Just pesky.
Now, right. We basically the pest of the league right now. We a pest. Damn, these damn Falcons just won't die. Now, you're right. We're not going to die. Now to this bull. That's absolutely horrific. As a defender, that is absolutely horrific. What am I supposed to do as a defender tackling the quarterback? What am I supposed to do, dog? Even the previous third down play before that, you called a phantom holding call because Brady clearly missed his receiver. But then you say, hold on, AJ Terrell, he's within 5 yards. Can't you do that? That's part of the rules, right? He wasn't throwing it to him.
Let me interrupt real quick because I think this is and we try our best not to be conspiracy theorists, but this is from former Atlanta Falcons assistant general manager Scott Pioli. This is what he stated on this situation. I've seen a lot of NFL football in my life, but someone is going to have to explain this roughing the passer call in Atlanta Buccaneers games. I'm not sure if I've seen anything quite like this. This is the reason why we say that Falcons fans, we got to stick together because of this. Hit that subscribe button on it because there is a clear bias. When you have NFL executives, this is not a guy like Scott Pioli who is untrained. This is not a guy who hasn't seen a lot of football, whether it's college football, NFL. This is the worst call I have ever seen. They teach you as a defensive player. This is why they teach you if you go on straight at a guy, you ever seen the Roman Reigns spear? That's what they teach you. So what you can do when you hit them, you go to the ground, you can kind of cradle them and roll over. Again, the alligator roll. I don't know what you can do to get this right. I don't know how you write this. What is the NFL is going to do? Somebody has to get fired for this. Somebody has to answer for this. Somebody has to have one of the biggest fines in the NFL history because there's nothing you can't explain this. How can you as an NFL, how can you look in the camera and say, well, our ref just made it wrong? Somebody has to answer for this.
You remember? Do
That-
y'all? If you remember the last year, was it last year? Last year because the Bengals made the Super Bowl. If you remember the Bengals and Raiders game last year, who was the ref for that game? And everybody was complaining about that game and how bad that game was ref. It's the same ref. He got kicked off of working the postseason last year. Let's think about that. He couldn't work another postseason game. That's how bad that Raiders and Bengals game was. So you're
Wait, he
still
got
allowing.
hold on. 'Cause he got kicked off the postseason.
Yes, he
Yeah,
couldn't ref the rest
he
of the
did. He was
postseason.
not allowed to. Yeah, he wasn't allowed to ref in the postseason.
In the rest of the postseason last
Oh
year.
no, that
So
is horrific.
So you allow a person that you kicked off of postseason refereeing to ref to still ref, which is crazy to me. That was one of the worst games I think I've ever seen called. And you allow him to come back this season and screw you over again. It's literally it's a stat. I wish I could pull it up. It's a stat that shows that he is literally biased to the home team in every division game he calls. There's literally a stat that shows that he is biased to every home team. Every game he calls at home divisionally, he is called fair for the home team. It is a betting line. It is a betting line to literally let him to bet the home team instead of betting the away team when he coaches when he's reffing the home team. It is a betting line for that.
All right, let me get this. Daniel in 499. And forgive me, people. I'm still trying to recover this. Amazing how Tua is literally thrown head first on the ground and turf, and he's in jeopardy of missing a full season. Yet Tom Brady is clearly tackled. It is it's it's not often it's not case I please talk because goddamn it I sound like Sam right now. Go ahead. Good God Almighty.
Now we all understand that the Falcons didn't score for 3 quarters. Did we play 4 quarters of football? No. And it was a damn shame, too. What the fuck was that shit? You get a holding call on the defense where the rule clearly stated that you can make contact within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Then turn around and give the most egregious roughing. I thought the one against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game was bad enough. I did not know you can get penalized for actually sacking the quarterback. I didn't know
One play later after that holding on AJ. It was literally one play later after AJ. Yeah, the holding penalty. They gotta stop. They stopped the run and then turn around. How many plays?
It was on both third
three
downs.
plays.
Both third downs, Mike. It was the first
third down.
It was third down when they called the holding on AJ Terrell. We were about to get off the field.
Yeah, y'all right.
Brady Jarrett sacked him. So they gave him all those extra plays. They basically gave him 3 more extra plays, and they still couldn't get the job done. So they refreshed it. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, for the Falcons, this is one of the major reasons why we say you have to play 4 quarters so games don't come down to this.
I got a question.
What's up?
I mean, you do got a point, but how can I play 4 quarters of football if the referee's gonna do stuff like that? Say we both score. Say we both going tit for tat. in this game. But it come down to that drive, and the referees do that. Like, pretty much, if anybody been paying attention, the last few years, the Falcons have been fighting the team that they're going against in the referees. It's even more blatant this year.
But yeah, that's
Let
why.
me get one more comment. I hate to be rude, K-Style, but this is really Coach Willie, Coach on Chain. He said the head ref could have overturned that. His will within his right, his power to overturn it, but you saw the look on his face. He wasn't the one that made the call. He didn't throw that flag. The responsibility of the person to make personal fouls and holding calls is actually the back ref behind it. He made it, and then you cut to him, Jerome. He didn't make it. So that tells us, as Falcons fans, there is obviously a conspiracy against these guys because he still allowed it to go down. So what is it? You're like, for you as a ref, and I understand that guys like refs want to protect each other, but when you have a blatant, horrendous call, why didn't you exert your power in that situation? That's what I want to know. My bad. Go ahead, K-Style.
I just want to say
K-Style.
one thing real quick, because I want to read y'all this. This is just something so this is from Shark Football. They said since 2016, home favorites in divisional games with Jerome Booger are 18-3, 86% on the money line. In the same 21 divisional games, home teams are 12-7-2. It's a 64% chance when he calls the game that he's gonna make the home team win. It's a 64% chance. That's over half.
I want to point out this real quick because you mentioned about him being able to overturn that penalty. I just want y'all to reflect back when that play took place. When he got the sack, Brady was like, what, 5 seconds in the celebrating and for the run off the field.
Yep.
Like the play was over, and all you heard was cheers. That ain't questionable because the play was over. It's like somebody said, throw the dang flag, and somebody did. Okay, here you go.
That's what they did. No, that's what it looked like. It looked like Brady got up to celebrate, and they got mad that he got up and celebrated, and then they threw the flag. That's what it looked like.
Basically, it reminded me of watching. Remember when Brady first got his knee? When Brady tore his ACL in 2008, they played the Baltimore Ravens in 2009. Terrell Suggs was getting blocked and got blocked. Well, basically got pushed towards Brady, but he didn't hit him. He fell past his knee. Brady looked at the ref, hopped up and down, pointing at his knee like, yo, he trying to hit me, and the ref dropped the flag. And then you could see when he, like, the camera got put on him, and you can see like the little smirk on his face, like, yeah, I got him to throw that flag. Like, that's basically what that was to me.
Because my thing is, Tampa Bay was up 21-0 with 8 minutes left in the game. And you're telling me that it came down to throwing a flag on a legal sack.
Anything to save face.
Do you know how horrific it would look for Brady to blow a 21-point lead to the team that the team that he beat, that he was down 28-3? Do you know how horrific that look on his resume?
It's to save face. It's everything that I have seen, and everybody loves to call him the GOAT and the GOAT and the GOAT. And like you said, it's hard to call him the GOAT when that man has gotten bailed out for 20 years straight. Bro, I'm 21. I've watched Brady get bailed out on millions of situations at this point. Almost every game he getting bailed out about something. This is annoying. It's more annoying and it's more atrocious because it's Tom. Y'all gonna let him stay in the league longer because you saving his ass. He ain't been hurt, but what? He tore his ACL, and then but other than that, he barely getting hurt. Y'all are saving his ass off of just damn near not letting him get touched. You can't touch Tom Brady. That is what they showed us today. You cannot touch Tom Brady, or it's going to be a roughing the penalty call because he's 45 and he's still the face of the NFL.
You want to know a secret? Y'all, do the world want to know a secret that I don't think a lot of people probably remember or even know? That year that we played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, Brady was pretty much concussed that whole year. They never put on the injury report.
The year he won a Super Bowl with Tampa, he had a torn MCL. They didn't put on an injury report. He played the whole Super Bowl with a torn MCL.
But that's the thing. But I could get the torn MCL, but concussion protocol though.
Yeah, they just allow him to get away with everything.
So we got Tuck Rule, Spygate. We got the hidden below the knee rule. We got the slap a quarterback in the shoulder pad rule. We got this.
Don't forget the Flakegate.
The
Flakegate too.
Oh, and this year too. Oh, he on the investigation this year too. That's the whole
yeah,
thing.
he's on the investigation this year too. For tampering. We got tampering because of Miami.
See, I can't.
Damn, this y'all go.
I'm about to say, boy, if he is y'all goat, bro, y'all would kill y'all own mama for $5 if he's y'all goat.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You can't say
I'm
that.
sorry. Goddamn it, I said it. Because we can't continue to see this. And I heard somebody say something too about last week with Josh Allen as well. That's another one that's coming up that's getting these flugazy ass calls too.
Yeah.
That's the next face they want to use.
I'm gonna tell you the worst part about that. Because Josh Allen, if you put a hit on Allen, you'll call a penalty on him. They'll throw a flag. Mm-hmm. Problem is, Josh Allen literally runs the ball like he's a running back. He tries to run through the defenders. Yeah. Right. So if my defender take a shot at him, don't throw no flag because he's trying to run through my people. What they supposed to do? Just pirouette, ole. There you go. Can't do that. If he's trying to run through defenders, then my defenders got the right to damn knock his head off.
It was the same thing that Cam complained about for years. Oh, I'm running the ball and they still hit me hard. Like, bro, yeah, you running the ball. You big as fuck. It's the same thing.
They did it with Vic. Yeah. John Gruden clearly made a statement and he said, I used to go to referees and let them know, hey, he still could be a runner. He's still a runner. So when Vic took them unnecessary shots, you know why? Because he was a runner.
But here's my thing.
Go ahead.
The Falcons were down 21-0.
Nothing.
They got 3 straight 3-and-outs. Once they scored that second touchdown, they throwing pissy yellow flags on the field.
They got crazy. They went crazy with those flags. They went ape shit with those flags. Once the momentum started, when the Falcons started running the ball well, when Mariota had a decent run himself, he was making some throws. And like I said, we're not saying that it would have changed the outcome of the game, but you have to give the team an opportunity. That's it. Don't make up a bogus. Don't throw a bogus flag for a textbook sack.
And this is the second time Grady has been on the recipient of a call like that.
Lovely. Yeah. Grady has that man number. I just want to throw that out there too. Yeah, when you talk about that man, that man seeing stars. That man seeing everything when it comes down to Grady Jarrett. That man Grady Jarrett owned him.
He He's scared of Grady. He know what Grady. He done got hit too much by Grady. Every time we play him, Grady get a sack on Brady.
Mm-hmm. And Mariota got sacked the same as that way twice.
Yeah.
Early in the fourth quarter.
Not to mention that he got hit out of bounds. Even though he didn't fall, but he's clearly out of bounds.
The second game straight. That's it. The second game he's got hit out of bounds. He got hit out of bounds 2 times this game and nothing was called. Excuse me about that, but yeah, two plays this week.
But you said Brady one time, a clean sack, a crucial sack.
The only sack on Tom Brady. Only sack on Tom Brady.
The
So
pretty
you gotta
sack,
follow
by the
us
way.
on Twitter.
I want to talk about
Follow us. Follow GSHM. Follow LT Wordplay Kid _ Wordplay Kid 26 on Twitter. K Style Mad Mike Sports. Jew Talk Sports. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to make sure that you guys see the film on this, so you can see for a fact. All right.
Yeah, on the film, guys. So yeah, I will be putting it up. I will be posting it come Tuesday or Wednesday. So please follow me at Wordplay _ Kid 26. You will definitely see my breakdowns.
Look, this is turned into a reason that this game would have been. I would have took an L a lot better if it wasn't for that. I'll put it like that. I would have took an L a lot better if it wasn't because of that. I would have been like, okay, we just got our ass kicked. We couldn't score for 3 quarters, and we started scoring.
I'd rather the game end it like the Rams. I'd rather the game end it like the Rams. Like if Mariota throws a game losing pick, I can take that. If we fumble the ball and they recover, I can take that. But you taking the opportunity away from me, I can't get jiggy with that.
You put it in the hands of the refs. I can't allow you to let me lose a game and you let the refs choose the game. You let the refs decide how this game goes. And that's the one thing where this man has gotten called to fire at least 5 times over the last 5 years. And the NFL is just like, just letting him go out there and be a white hat. Let's not take his white hat away for a little bit and let him learn from the mistakes he's had. Let's just keep him as a white hat as long as possible so he can screw over more games over and over again. Because he's consistently done it. And you consistently keep letting him get away with it. And you're gonna keep getting bad football.
Hey Jude, I want to get everybody like outside of that. I know we've been pounding this and rightfully so, but I want to get everybody's take as far as we'll start with Jude and get everybody's take on just the game. All right, we're going to be talking about this for a long time, but I also want to harp on the positives of this game, the positive and negative. So starting with Jude, what did you take out, positive, negative, whether it's for the Falcons or the Bucs?
We'll start with the positive. I know y'all probably said you ain't talked for like 10 to 15 minutes. It's because I was fired up. I'm like, let me calm down because this game right here, this type of stuff right here, yo. Whew, this will have people on blood pressure medicine right here.
And you the calmest dude on the channel. Like that's crazy that you pissed off.
Bruh. Like when you see blatant cheating going on, like come on, bruh. Like, but the positives from the game. One thing that I love about Arthur Smith, and I talked about this, the game against the Rams. He doesn't flinch. This team doesn't flinch. You know how they always say the players will take on the personality of their head coach? You saw that today in the game. Being down 21-0, these players didn't flinch. They stuck with their game plan. They went back to what did he do? Running the ball. They went ahead and just ran the ball, got back to their identity. And we seen when they got back to running the football, playing their game, they didn't start throwing the ball all over the field. You heard Moose saying, I love them running the ball, but, it's not a lot of time left in this game. I don't know. They might want to start putting the ball in the air. Arthur Smith stuck with his game plan, kept running the football, kept grinding down, throwing those body shots like a boxer. Didn't flinch. These players didn't flinch. Even on when they went for 2, I'm like, okay, why are we going for 2 and it's 13-21? I'm like, go ahead and kick the field goal. But what I say last week, this team is well coached because that play to Cordero Hodge, you can tell that was something that they went over in practice. If we get in this situation and we got to go for 2, this is the play that we're going to call. Because you seen, as soon as they scored that touchdown, nobody looked to run off the field. The offense stayed right there on the field. Like, we know what play we running right here. And they executed it perfectly. All those people that's talking about Marcus Mariota can't throw the ball, Cordero Hodge with a great toe tap in the back of the end zone, this is a well-coached team. That's what I took from this game, is this team doesn't flinch. No matter what they're down, no matter the odds stacked against them, even with the refs cheating us, this team is a hard-nosed, tough team. All those people calling Arthur Smith a fake tough guy, no, that guy's he a real tough guy. For him to just sit back there, not flinch, continue to call his plays, I've seen teams literally scrap their whole game plan because they losing by 7. We were down 21-0 in the fourth quarter. This man still stuck with those body blows. We're a tough downhill running team. We're going to run this football. We're going to wear out that defensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Even start doing the design runs with Marcus Mariota. Let me get him back in the flow of the game. He broke off a nice 20-yard run. Like, you've seen, this team has an identity, and that's what I love about this team. The last regime, we had no identity. We have an identity with Arthur Smith. These players have bought into this scheme. They bought into what Dean Pease is teaching them. They bought into, if you're not playing well, we're going to take you out of the game. You've seen Dean Marlowe all of a sudden get into the game. You've seen missed tackles. Okay, get in there, Dean Marlowe. You've seen Troy Anderson get in the game. Michael Walker gets hurt. Next man up. These guys come in. The Troy Anderson played well. To me, he played really, really well when he got in the game and got his opportunity. You've seen Caleb Huntley break off another long run, just like last week, and be that spark plug off the bench. So that's what I love about this team, is they actually have an identity. They don't flinch. Even when they're losing, we were getting blown out. Those guys were like, we're not flinching. Arthur Smith said, I'm running what I run. We're not a spread it out 4 wide receivers, 5 wide receivers. I'm sticking with my pistol offense. I'm sticking with my outside zone runs. And you've seen all those guys getting. Avery Williams with the touchdown today. Like I said, this is a well-coached team. Negatives I'll take from the game, you have to capitalize on opportunities. AJ Terrell with the drop pick early in the game, you got to make that pick in it. A lot of drop passes. On Twitter, I'm seeing everybody saying Marcus Mariota's 4 of 19, 4 of 13. Make it make sense, people. He throws the ball. If somebody drops it, that's an incomplete pass. If they catch the ball when it hits their hands, his numbers will look a lot better. I seen Cordell Hodge drop a pass. I was seeing numerous passes where he hitting guys on the money. They dropping passes left and right, killing drives. Cordell Hodge had an easy 3rd down drop. Like, those are momentum killers. Those are momentum swings. They talked about it. If you come away with that interception, AJ Terrell, you're right there in the red zone. And he literally hit AJ Terrell pretty much in the chest with the ball. So it's like, when you don't, Evans, he had a chance to make an interception. When they tried to throw to Mike Evans, Rashawn Evans was right there, could have had a pick. And that was in the second half. That could have turned the game around. Younghoe Koo, missed field goal. How often do we see that? So that's why I said these are self-inflicted wounds. And I just leave it at that. But for the most part, what we can take from this is this team don't give up. They're going to be in every single game this year. They're not going to get blown out because they're going to stick with their game plan no matter what. You can be down 40. They still going to be running the ball. They're still going to be doing what they do. So I feel like no team wants to see this Falcons team. No team in the NFL wants to play. Even with those tough linebackers, I love the linebackers of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But as we kept running that ball, throwing those body blows, when that fourth quarter rolled around, they was tired of hitting those 225-pound running backs coming downhill. They won't fly into the ball like they was flying to the ball early in the game. Once we got to start just grounding and pounding and basically beating up on those guys. Because when you ground and pound a team, if you play football in the fourth quarter, you're going to get tired of hitting. I don't care what you say. It's easy to fly around when you're playing against a finesse team, but them 300-pounders coming downhill at you, those big bell cow running backs coming downhill at you, you start making business decisions. So with that being said, I love that this team has an identity. That's what I took from the game, is that this team will not veer away from whatever their game plan is. They stuck to it no matter what. We down 21. We said we're going to come in and run the ball. We still running the ball. I don't care what the clock say. We got 8 minutes. We still going to stick with the run because they believe in their system. And that's why these players are buying in. because they see Arthur Smith is sticking with his game plan. No matter what, Dean Pease is sticking to what he preaches. He was blitzing today. We playing against who they call the GOAT. He still was bringing pressure. I seen guys coming all game. He wasn't backing down. These players wasn't backing down. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But you got to not quit. And this team doesn't flinch. I'll leave it at that.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny that the Tampa Bay offense stopped being effective once they put Troy Anderson in the game.
Oh, we gonna talk about. Oh, we gonna talk about that. Oh, boy.
We gonna talk. I want to get this off because I gotta go real quick, y'all. But overall, first half we didn't play our best football. Everybody knows that we can see that ourselves. We didn't play our best football, and as much as I love this O-line and I've seen the improvement and I see what we're doing, we got to get better. We still got to get better. I understand we can have over 200 rushing yards in a half. We still got to get better. It's simple. Like it comes a point where, okay, we're good at running the ball, but we got to pass the ball too. And I got to trust our pass protection. And our pass pro's been well. It still got to get better. Our running blocks in the early games still got to get better. Because we can run the ball late. We can see we run the ball late, but in the beginning of the game, it seems like it's just slow, and we can't move the ball. We got to be aggressive from the get-go. If you're the O-line, you got to get aggressive from the get-go. You're not playing aggressive from the get-go. You're playing pity-pat from the get-go, and that's why when we get later on, okay, everybody's tired, and you can just lean your body and run your feet, and you're going to beat the guy. That's not going – everybody's fresh at the beginning of the game. If you ain't gonna come out there with that fire and that intensity, then that's what we gotta fix. And I don't know. You can't say who it is because it can look at like the whole line sometimes. So, for me, I want to see. I love that we're 2-3. I love that this game showed us that we not gonna quit. Nobody on this team quits. No matter how hard we getting beat, nobody quits. So I see it as this was a good game for us to show what we were. We scare a lot of people now. The Falcons aren't just a rollover 2-15 team like everybody was saying. This is getting real scary. It's getting scary for a lot of teams because now they got to actually prep. Now they actually have to care about us because they didn't know I don't know if you might not come in with that same intensity or, we play the Falcons this week. Now it's, we play the Falcons this week. And we got to actually put in time and effort. Like, it's not like you playing, a bad team. You're not playing the Texans. You're not playing the Jets. You playing the team that's going to keep up with you. And they're going to make sure they keep up with you. And you're going to throw some body blows, but them body blows going to come right back at you.
I definitely agree on that.
But before you touch on Troy Anderson, I know because
hold on.
Oh, my bad.
Let Blackberry get in real quick and get his thoughts on.
I hear everything everybody's saying, and I completely agree. But if my voice sounds if it sounds a bit flustered, it's because I'm on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm about at a 12, and I'm doing a real good job at keeping it from getting up to a 20. I'm livid inside. I'm pissed, y'all, because while I wanna critique our mistakes. I want to critique what we need to get better at. I want to point out, drop passes. I want to point out missed blocking assignments. I want to point out poor technique in rush attempts. I want to point all this stuff out, but it's so hard because we knew this team had fight. We knew this team was tough. We knew this team was physical. And I think a lot of the league at this point of the season knew it as well. It wasn't something that we had to figure out. We didn't need this game to figure that out. We didn't need this game to figure out that this team gonna fight hard. And I feel you on what you're saying. You're absolutely right. This game did show us that, but the last 4 games showed us that. I'm pissed because I'm sick and tired. And I don't know, maybe y'all talked about this before and said we ain't gonna talk about it. I don't know. But I got to.
Go ahead.
Because when momentum changes in sports, it's a powerful, powerful stigma. It's a powerful, organic thing that happens when momentum changes in any sport, team sport, single sports. When momentum changes, it's powerful. And when you know that some bitch like this is playing a sport and you have to go up against him, that there's going to be some bullshit that occur at some point. You hope it don't happen. You tell yourself, my team don't need to let this happen. Don't put it in the hands of the refs. Don't put it in the hands of chance. Put it in your own hands. Get takeaways. Score touchdowns. Pick up first downs. Catch balls. Don't commit stupid penalties. You tell yourself your team's going to do that enough to win a game, and it's not going to come down to chance. But today, in one drive, we saw it happen 2 times. And it pisses me off because they don't need the help, but they get it anyway. We are without players. We are supposed to be the worst team. We are supposed to be inferior to this team. Why do they need help?
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Right, make it make sense, bro.
Preach, Blackberry. Where my towel at? I need to
Why?
slap you with the towel.
I'm just trying to. And like I said, on scale from 1 to 10, I'm at a 12. I'm trying to keep it from getting to a 20.
I'm right there with you, bro.
I already did it, Blackberry. I was the yelling preacher. You come in and round it off and be that calm preacher.
I'm gonna round it off. I'm gonna get a benediction. But I'm telling y'all, it irks my nerves to the core that this guy, Tom Brady, has that much influence when he should not. He shouldn't have this influence.
He's the GOAT, right?
It's pathetic. It's disrespectful to the game of football that this guy has that much influence outside of making a play to determine a football game. The same referee that threw that damn flag on Grady, before he threw that flag, had his hand up to end the drive at 4. And he see Brady, and it's, oh, you didn't like that, Mr. Brady? It pisses me off.
I saw it.
It pisses me off that AJ Terrell did the same thing every corner does on a crossing route.
Yeah, within that 5 yards. Legal within 5 yards. That's literally legal within 5 yards. That's literally legal.
He does the exact same thing everybody does. Everybody does this. Everybody gives a little contact, and as the receiver goes into their break, everybody does this. Everybody does this right here. As long as you don't hook them, it should be fine. But they didn't even throw that flag until when? Until the damn ball was in the dirt. Why does the team that's supposed to be superior, and we supposed to be inferior to everybody, why do they need help? I hope. I don't know if this gonna happen, but because I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, and I haven't seen has the press conference started yet? Anybody know?
They probably don't have it,
I
or
don't
they're
think
either doing it right now. I'm
Okay,
just
somebody update us because I want to know if Arthur Smith went plumb the fuck off. Take a fine. Show your players that you gonna stand up for them. Show them
pull
you
a
gonna
Dennis
stand
Green.
up for them.
Pull a Dennis Green.
But everybody that's watching, all 370 people that's watching right now, first of all, hit the like button. Second of all, everybody, any streaming platform that you use, any social media platform that you use, go out there and put it out there. Hashtag stop the bullshit. ATL. Hashtag stop the bullshit ATL. It need to stop, y'all. This is ridiculous. This makes me not want to watch football today. It's that bad. I'll let somebody else go, man.
And for those that didn't understand what he just said, is why do you need help against the worst roster in the NFL?
Whew. Go ahead, K-Style. You want to get these super chats out of the way real quick.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get these super chats out the way, man. And shout out to
And then we'll go to LT after that. We'll go to LT after that.
Sheldon Brown here said, after that 2-point conversion, did y'all see Arthur Smith smiling and talking shit? Love this coach. We a winner. ATL. Got Jamal Grant. He said, here with the $5. I said, I've been the first one to rep Troy Anderson since we drafted him the first. Definitely appreciate that one. And the grooming experience, he came with a couple of them. He said Arthur Smith was cooking. Game was over for the Bucs. He also said Hodges had a touchdown pass drop. And we got a $10 super chat from Blackheart. Said, I want to be mad, but at the end of the day, it's a young team fighting. Said we were a 2-win team, yet they fighting these games. Bad call, but it is what it is. More competition to come. Definitely appreciate that. And Jamal Grant came with another one. He said, does coach really trust Marcus Mariota throwing the football?
Yeah, he trust him. He let him throw the ball. He let him take deep shots. He let him. He let him. He let him do that. What you mean? Do he trust him? Yeah, he trust him.
Here's what I have a problem with a lot of Falcons fans with that situation. Y'all like bringing up Mariota, and I've said this time and time again. I'm pretty sure these guys don't use my quote on the shows, but I've been saying for the longest, Falcon fans, y'all have been spoiled. The guy that most people have this fan base hate, he's gone. He's in Indianapolis. But he spoiled you. When you go out there and his average gains is 29 for 21 or 29 for 23 for 250 yards and 2-3 touchdowns, you've been spoiled by that. This is what happens when you get rid of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Not saying that Mariota's playing bad, because to me, he's actually playing quite good in spite of a lot of mishaps, bad snaps. He might fumble the ball here and there, an interception here and there. That's part of the game. It happens. And then you got a lot of drop passes. I died today, even though Kadar Hodge caught a masterful pick. He had made a masterful catch in the back of the end zone, 2-point conversion. But you can't forget the fact that he literally dropped a screen pass that literally was a setup for a touchdown. He had green grass. Stuff like that happens. That ultimately led to the next play, which led to Mariota fumbling, and 2 plays later where Cool missed the field goal. If Cordero Hodge catches that pass, he walks in the end zone, we're not having this conversation. It's 17 going to halftime. for the most part. At least for the most part, in my mind, it's 17 going to halftime. So don't say that it's not about trusting Mariota to throw the football, because clearly he trusts him. Hell, he threw a touchdown pass. It's the main thing is we are a run first team, and you clearly see when that running game is effective. You start seeing what happened late in the game, and you start seeing how that defense starts softening up. Like Drew pointed out earlier, those got that fantastic linebacker core of Shaq Barrett, Devin White, and Levante David. They were flying all over the field early on in that game. But boy, when that fourth quarter came, boy, I wasn't seeing them boys fill them holes up.
Yeah,
they was a little bit late.
Yeah, Fatsu running all he running his big mouth like he done did something like the game over, and then he got shut up. He got shut down and shut up real quick. They ran through him like hot butter in the night. Like, bro, what we not gonna do is sit up here and blame all of the struggles on Marcus Mariota. We not doing that.
No,
we cannot. We're not doing these type of things. Look, we had a number one target. This guy is a Pro Bowler. What the hell did y'all expect to happen with no Kyle Pitts? What the hell do you expect the offense to look like with no Kyle Pitts? It's like trying to play without LeBron, trying to play without a Steph, trying to play without Clay, trying to play without Jordan. It ain't gonna happen. It's gonna look ugly. What are we talking about, people? There was no Kyle Pitts and no Cordero Patterson, and we still took one of the best teams to the wire. Stop it.
Allegedly.
And if y'all want to be pissed, at something, be pissed at them terrible fucking calls on that last drive. Y'all put y'all energy in the wrong place.
Man, come on, man. We got.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still K-Styles thunder a little bit. I'm not pissed at the flags. I'm pissed at that piss poor ass linebacker play. That's how the.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, Lord. Excuse me, everybody. For all the children that will be watching the show in the future, I'm so sorry. How the fuck my rookie linebackers can come in the game and read the plays and the damn one person that started can't? I don't understand it. This man been playing for 4 goddamn games, and he can't read plays. He getting beat off leak outs at the backfield. But you telling me my linebacker out of Montana could come in and sniff out plays? He coming in and immediately making an impact.
Hold on, LT. Let me throw this in there. Before they actually happen, he's running towards the play before it actually happened.
On one play when he hit Brady when he first got in the game after Michael Walker got hurt, he did the right thing. He blitzed in. He forced Fournette to block him initially, which led to him being leaked out late, and he still got an incomplete pass and a hit on Brady. Turn around and follow the play. They were in a screen pass. He sniffed it out and still was getting blocked. Fought through the block and still made the tackle. How is this man getting in the game and making plays like that? Oh, and by the way, he damn near had another special teams block on the punt. He was literally inches away.
Like I said, the defense changed its fortune when Troy Anderson got on the field.
It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact.
Fact, baby.
Brady had 33 attempts for 256 yards in the first half. But the wide receiver like Mike Evans had 3 receptions. But you guys like Otan with 56 yards. You got Fournette out the backfield, 56 yards. Come on, son, we not doing this.
Let me. Can I say something right quick?
Question, real quick. This is just a question. Who was the guy that went out? All right. Who was the guy that actually went out when Troy came in?
Oh man,
Michael Walker.
I'm just saying the defense turned around when he left. The defense turned around when he left. I'm just saying, people.
Like it was, if we're being honest, the late field goal in the first half came because they once again leap for that out the backfield. Don't know what Walker looking at because you ain't got no backside. The receiver.
Hold on. I apologize again. This is Jerome Boger. He spoke on this. This is via Scott Bear. His explanation for this on the roughing the cast ball. What I had was the defender grabbed the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. That is what I was making my decision upon.
See.
I don't want to
So
say it. I can't say it.
basically-
I can't say it. We live. I can't say what I'm going to say. We live. Lord Jesus, we live. Lord, we live. Lord Jesus, we live.
So
And he didn't even throw him to the ground. He literally rolled him over. So you made that up that he looked like he was going to throw him to the ground, and he actually didn't throw him to the ground.
Hold on, that's the statement that the ref made.
Look, I'm gonna put it. Look. This is what Jerome Boger stated himself. Okay, I'm gonna read this again. Okay, all right. This is Jerome Boger. What I had was a defender grab the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. That's what I had. His decision making. So he didn't even throw him to the ground. So it was literally what he thought he saw. That's basically what he's saying. What he thought he saw is, go ahead, Jew. I see Jew jumping at me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to say one thing. This is the problem with even, you said Scott Bear asked that question from the Falcons?
Scott, yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem too. Some of these reporters are asking the wrong questions. No disrespect to Scott Bear. He does a great job for the Falcons. But the real question should be why you didn't go back and review this play. Whoever the head official was, why didn't they go back and review the play? Because for one, I believe I don't know if it was under 2 minutes, but I know it was around the 2 minute mark. When it's big plays like that in the game that are game-changing plays, it should have been reviewed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You review everything else, even in the tuck rule. They reviewed that when we were talking about the tuck rule with Charles Woodson. Of course, it was a fumble, but that's when the tuck rule came about, the Raiders versus Patriots in the playoffs. But they even reviewed that. This play should have been reviewed, period. That's what my problem is. Not what did you see, because we know you don't got eyes. Clearly, you can't see. We already know that. My problem is why didn't you go back and review it? That's my biggest issue. Why didn't you guys get together, say who threw the flag? Okay, let's talk this over. Let's go back to review, because he's talking about they threw him to the ground. So clearly you can't see. So that's my issue with this whole call, period, is that they didn't even, to me, it showed me that the refs don't even care about the Falcons, because it was no, let's review this. It was nothing. It was just the flag got thrown, first down, Tampa Bay, move it up, let's run it. Wasn't no, let's go over talk to Arthur Smith. Wasn't no nothing. Wasn't no, let's talk to Grady. Wasn't no, let's gather up and go back and look at a replay. It was none of that. And that's where my issue comes in, is that it was nothing. It was just like, let's play, let's get this game over with. First down, Tampa Bay, move on, Falcons, is whatever. But clearly, that was the game-changing play. That's the reason why in overtime, you can't, what do they say? Everything is upstairs in overtime. It's the same thing with this. They talk about, we got people in New York for these particular situations. We got people in New York for these situations that's at home looking at the game, or they're wherever they at in New York looking at the game, where they can say, y'all just blew this call. Get it right. Pick the flag up. That's what's pissing me off. You do all of this stuff. You create all of these rules and these umbrellas to try to help these guys get the call right. And then when you create the umbrella, you don't even use it.
Because they in cahoots, Joe. They in cahoots with them, Joe.
My point exactly. But at least you can lie and say, look, we called New York. Let's pause the game. Let's go look at a replay. They didn't do none of that. So that clearly told me the fix was in right then and there, because they didn't even do none of that. Won't no go looking at a second review. None of that. It was just, okay, this is the call. Move forward. That's the problem. You create.
They can come together and say that they didn't get the right call.
Correct.
Even if you cannot review it, they
Correct.
didn't come together and say, you know what, maybe we got this one. Let's pick this flag up. It never happened.
It's not reviewable by the coaches, but the referee staff can definitely review it if they want to.
Blackberry.
Don't they got Gene Stitcher for that?
How many times have we seen flags picked up? I've seen flags picked up numerous times.
Constantly, every week, every game.
Don't they have Gene Stitcher for that?
Yes, they got Dean Blandino. How many times we've seen him on the TV talking on the telecast, explain this call? Did they get it right or not?
They ain't even ask him. They ain't even go to him. They ain't even ask him.
Man, this old Jabba the Hutt Uncle Ruckus with a good eye looking motherfucker. This is the best you came up with.
I'm furious right now. I really want to induct him into the Hall of Pain.
Damn the Hall of Pain.
I don't know why y'all thought that the Falcons was gonna beat Michael Brady, the best quarterback in the history of the NFL.
The best quarterbacks is always a white man.
That man said, I had him.
So, wait, okay. Mike, I know you don't like repeating yourself a lot, but can you just read it one more time? Do you still have it in front of you, if you don't mind? I think the fans need to really understand the bullshit.
And this is where I'm really frustrated. I'm really frustrated because what he said is what I had was the defender grab the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground.
What the fuck he's supposed to do then?
Exactly. Look.
He can't fall on. Hold on. Okay, go ahead K-Star. My bad.
I was just gonna put this out here. We have to think about this. Tom Brady threw the ball 52 times and only got 21 points out of it.
Yeah.
Guess who the leading target was?
Let's get OG, man. I know I know that look. It's not good at all.
All right, everybody, put your kids away for this one.
Please do. Please put your kids away.
Please put your kids away.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to hear what we heard in that chair,
boy.
And he wasn't even near the phone. That's the sad part.
I need to put my hand on a Bible real quick. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some repenting tonight, bro.
Go ahead, OG. Get it to him.
You know, you have to go back to the beginning of the game, all the way back to the first quarter, man. And you know, you got to look at the opportunities that we squandered, and see, because of the fuck shit that happened at the end is the reason why you can't squander opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Boger is a sack of shit. Fuck his mama, his daddy. I don't give a fuck if they dead. Call me in my feelings. Fuck anything he stand for. He's right now. He can ride in the same car. We'll go take a shit at hand with me, because he could have fixed that. That was not a fucking roughing the passer. Brady landed on top of Grady Jarrett. He landed on top of him first. Did y'all see that?
That's a fact.
That's
a fact.
So how could he throw him unnecessarily to the ground when he landed on top of Grady Jarrett
and rolled? He rolled to the ground.
Grady literally just rolled the man off of him. But I don't know if y'all discussed it or not, because I had to take a minute before I got on it. Well, I went live and Back in Black. I already broke a chair. I done punched a hole in the wall. I'm gonna pay for all this shit. That's okay. I'll pay for it. The hold on AJ Terrell was fucked up. AJ Terrell chucked the man at the line. He grabbed him a little bit, then he let him go. And within the 5 yards. You don't call that shit. They stopped that drive twice on 3rd down. That's why we can't make the mistakes we made early in the game. We had at least 2 passes that should have been intercepted, dropped. We had 2 crucial passes dropped by our receivers. Mm-hmm. All right. We can't make mistakes early because some fuck shit like that might happen late. If this don't pull it, if this don't pull this team together, I don't know what else will pull them together. All right, hey, y'all got one. Now you just got to go out here, and we got to start putting teams away. When we got a chance to put teams away in other games, let's put them away. Because see, a lot of people told me to shut up crying after we beat Seattle. And I posted. I don't know if y'all seen what I posted. I said, "Fuck the NFL. They did everything in their power to try to take this game away from us." Yeah. Y'all remember when 3 spots had to be challenged? 3 spots had to be challenged, and we clearly had to line the game. I see what's going on. A lot of people say I need to get off my conspiracy theory shit. Okay, hold my beer.
Hold on, OG. Let me ask you this, because in that same game, didn't they mark us down short for a touchdown that clearly he crossed the goal line?
That's one of the 3 spots that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We got to use a challenge. See, they know what they're doing. They know we're gonna make them use a challenge so they won't have one later.
I'm gonna throw something else out there. Because I've seen several times today that the spot of the ball against us wasn't good. Like, we clearly stopped the Buccaneers offense at a shorter game, but then you were like, they kind of like low-key slid the ball up. They make it look like they got it. I saw that several times today.
You know what? On the roughing the passer call, if you go back and look at the game and look at the look on Brady's face, he knew it was some bullshit. I mean, naturally he was like first down, but it's the way he was like. He knew it was some bullshit. I'm sorry, they would have had to call me a bad sport. I ain't got no talk for nobody after the game. I ain't shaking no motherfucking hands. Hey, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me before I spit in your motherfucking face. I hate for this side to come out, because when this side come out, I'm not a very good person. So y'all ask my take. Y'all got it. And I'm going to sit back and just listen to everybody else, because if I talk, I'm going to fuck this channel up.
That's what I say, OG. That's what I say, OG.
Hey, hold on.
Because Michael be sending me a bill in the mail like, you finna pay this shit. Exactly. Everything you two charging me, Blackberry, you finna
I had to calm down. Myself. I feel exactly how y'all feel. Look. Go ahead,
I'm usually even when I'm mad, I'm usually joking. Ain't shit funny about this. Because we missed the playoffs by one game, I'm gonna point back to this.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I had to joke my anger out because the way I want to break shit in my house. My God.
My homeboy was
they wasn't expecting Arthur to go for 2. Arthur said, "Fuck it, I'm not finna try to score." Listen, I done got my team to score 2 touchdowns. I can't ask them to score 4 touchdowns. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna score 3 touchdowns, and one of them touchdowns we're gonna get a 2-point conversion.
I jokingly said it, but when that happened, I literally said he really pulling his willie out and saying, you know what? That's a big boy move. Y'all all cried about him being conservative. He said, suck my you know what when he went for 2. Now what? And we did it.
Drew pointed out earlier.
Conservative. Y'all said he was conservative all year, and he said, guess what? Y'all can't stop us. He said, Tampa, you can't stop us. Now what? And then got it.
And for all you dumb motherfuckers out there, who sat up there and cried the whole game about the quarterback. Y'all can Monica Lewinsky, my big old black, greasy, shiny.
You live, LG. We live.
He's trying, y'all. He's trying.
He's censoring himself pretty damn good.
That man grabbed his nuts no matter what type of game he was having. He led us down to 2 touchdown drives.
Okay.
Drew pointed out something on that.
You dumb motherfuckers still hollering for Ritter. Look, you stupid motherfuckers.
Drew pointed out something.
They started the number 20 pick in the draft today. And last time I looked at the start of 4th quarter, they was down 31-3.
Drew pointed out something on that 2-point conversion, and when I look back at it in my mind, he's not lying. When we scored that touchdown, the offense didn't even budge. They stood right on the field. Like, when I say Arthur Smith let his nuts hang, he let them hang. He was like,
listen, I was giving Arthur Smith hell most of the game. So I'm like, why the fuck are we still running behind number 70 over there and whoever was next to him?
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I was giving them the hell. But guess what? Arthur said, God damn it, hey, I'm going to grab my nuts on this one. Great job, Tyler Algiers. Great job, Huntley. Great job, Marcus Mariota. Great job, offensive line of staying focused. Great job to the defense of not laying down and quitting.
Avery Williams as well.
Avery Williams, great job. Listen, man. Hey, we got a team of fighters.
Man, I mean, it's crazy though. Like I said, Drew pointed out on that 2-point conversion. Like, they didn't even budge. It wasn't no confusion. It wasn't like, oh, we supposed to go for 2. Let me go back on the field. Like, they stood there looking on the sideline like, what's the play?
And I didn't have a problem with them going for it. I didn't have a problem with them going for it because if we don't make it, we still down 8. We still got another shot at it.
Mm-hmm. The way the defense was playing at that moment, you had a chance.
And
the downside of that.
And from what I hear, Jerome Boger's from Atlanta.
Yeah, that what TJ said when he was on earlier. But the downside about that, say if we do still get the 2 TDs and get the 2-point conversion, now let's go back to the missed field goal. 18-21.
Like I said, opportunities that should have been made early on.
Right.
You know, it's hard for me to go in on number 7.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah. That motherfucker, he been a dog for us, man.
It's miscues. Like, I mean, this is what we've been talking about for the longest. It's miscues. Mishaps on our ends, self-inflicted wounds. This is what we talk about when it comes to the Falcons. And I pointed out earlier on the show. The first half, we did not play our best football. A lot of the stuff that took place was more so self-inflicted wounds than Tampa actually being better than us. But then when that 4th quarter arrived, we let them know like, hey, but y'all thought that them 2 wins were some flukes? Yeah, this is what we do now.
On that pass to number 5 up the seam, the holding call on Dalman, as much hell as I give Dalman, was a crock of shit. All that shit.
Drive killer.
I seen Grady Jarrett at number 95 get chokehold. They got rear naked choked. Was Samoa Joe blocking for the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh God.
That left tackle for the Buccaneers was pushing AK in his back all game. He was pushing him in the back all game.
You called a phantom hold on Dalman on a clean completion, but I'm literally looking at Grady Jarrett trying to fight through the lineman. Come on, bro. What we doing? Then what we doing, bro? You got my D lineman in the chokehold, what y'all want to call. He been getting held all game. Now one penalty. Did they even get a holding penalty today?
I don't recall one.
Nah, I don't think so.
They got one on defense.
Oh, wait a minute. There's one call that we didn't talk about that should have been called, and that was Tom Brady and the kicker being on the field at the same goddamn time.
Yeah, and he
While
helped him out.
while
on
he
that
doing all that
situation.
bitching,
That was
they had 12 on the
been
field.
an illegal formation. That's what I.
Why is the ref stopping the
Why
football?
would he?
The
Why would you stop
the ref
that
actually
play?
saved them 5 yards while he was doing all that bitching.
I
Why
literally said,
is the ref stopping the play from being called? He
And
was
it wasn't Jerome Bogle who made it. And listen, it wasn't Jerome Bogle who made the call. It was who was it? I don't know, man. Look, man. Hey, man.
Question.
let's wind it down because the AFN crew gonna be going live real. So we're gonna wind it down. We're gonna.
I'll pay the fine, Mike. I'll pay the fine. I'll pay the fine.
We're gonna get everybody last takes, man. K-Style, you can kind of dictate right about now. Cause I know everybody off their game right now. Everybody off their game right now. So,
well, if we cut away the bullshit of all the stuff that happened in this game, the Bucs were up 21-0 with 9 minutes to go. Tampa Bay didn't score a point in the fourth quarter. What we saw today was regardless of all the shit that we have done to ourselves, we have the gall and the nuts to fight back. As much as Mariota got a lot of flack in today's game, he had about 3 or 4 key throws that helped him get back into it. And just like King Shaq here said in the comment section, I left this up here for a reason. He said, nobody ever talks about Walker playing himself into a new contract.
whoa, what?
No, he said better not hear.
My bad. I apologize.
He said he better not.
I heard it wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It took a rookie that nobody gave a chance to come in and change the mindset,
whole momentum of the game. The whole momentum. He helped shut down that short passing game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When Walker went out, everything started changing defensively. This is why I've said time and time again, all right, get off the nuts, get off your favorite content creators' nuts on Twitter, because it's only the Twitter idiots who are saying that Deion Jones isn't worth it. We saw it this time. Walker went out, the defense got better, the coverage got better, they started getting sacks, they started getting pressure. What more evidence do we need? Like, let's be real. What more evidence do we need? The guy literally went out and the defense started playing better. But we're up here saying, well, Deion Jones isn't needed. I don't know. He's done. He's through. Well, if he's through, what the fuck is Michael Walker?
Never started.
Look, I was about to say, because it's funny that everything they accused Deion Jones of doing last year, Michael Walker literally has been doing it the last 4 games.
Worse.
Worse. But as we said before, man, we got a bunch of dogs here, man. It took a bad call to beat the worst team, the worst roster in football. Think about that for a second.
2 bad calls.
2 bad calls.
On third down.
On third down to beat the worst roster in football.
Boy.
And real
Tampa
quick,
Bay.
Leonard Fournette had 14 carries and he had 10 receptions. He was the most targeted player for Tom Brady. What that tell you about Michael Walker?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, Michael Walker. Look, we got it. Let's keep it real, people. Let's keep it real.
Like
And
I
we're
said,
talking about bad linebacker play. Look, LT, we go hey Trey, they get yours and then we'll go to Truth Hurst and Jew. We'll kind of get you guys and finish it off, man. But because they, like I said, the AFN crew going and we could be mad about this for quite some time, but we're gonna everybody go ahead, get your takes, man. Trey, go ahead. Trey, get your take real quick. Go ahead.
Proud of the guys today, man. They fought. They did their thing today. Proud of that defense in that second half, other than that one drive that they had. But man, that last call, I'm so glad I was laying down, because if I was standing up, I probably would have broke something. It's just that may have been the worst, not just flag, but that may have been the worst flag I think I've ever seen before. And as a defensive player myself, that's just like the softness that the league has, just not on Tom, but quarterbacks in itself, is just really getting out of hand these days. I mean, you've seen it the past couple of games. You've seen it today. The officiating has got to get fixed. But other than that, I think the offense started off a little slow. I think if we start, the thing with us is we have to start fast. We don't really have the offense to come from behind, especially when we run the ball. So if we can start faster in most of these games, I don't think really anybody, especially with how that offensive line is blocking, has a chance to beat us.
Whew. All right, OG, let's get it.
Number 79, he keep doing what he's doing. He's on the contract in my book. He took a lot of heat from our fan base last year, and then going into this year, he keep doing what he's doing over there on that right side next to number 63. In my book, he's earned the contract. Sit Michael Walker down. Michael Walker, hey, he's been every game has been something with him. He ain't getting it done. Number 44 came in and totally changed the dynamic of the game on defense. Everybody's seen that. I mean, Stevie Wonder emailed me and told me he's seen it. So we need to. It need to be an adjustment made over there, and I don't want to be too much more negative. So I'm gonna pass it on over, man.
Dude, go ahead.
I'm gonna leave it at this. I've given all my takes on the Falcons. This is bigger than the Falcons. This is an NFL problem. We see a player on the Falcons and Calvin Ridley get suspended for affecting the integrity of the game. And the NFL is being hypocrites. Let's be real. These refs, we need to start treating them just like we treat these players. I'm starting to look at the integrity of the game. OG, you talked about being a conspiracy theory. I'm starting to join the conspiracy theory club at this point. Sick of seeing. Yeah, I'm sick of seeing this, man. I started with 28-3 happening. I said, okay, yeah, maybe the NFL is a little bit rigged. Maybe these betting houses in Vegas and these point spreads, maybe they do got some type of effect. As you see with the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial, when they hitting buttons, okay, this game getting too close. Let me do something. Let me flag on the play. Yeah, like at this point, let's be real. This is bigger than the Atlanta Falcons. This is an NFL problem. Like, we suspended Calvin Ridley for the whole season because this man was betting on parlays and whatever. But at the same time, you got refs literally out here on the field. You're pretty much throwing the game. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Like, when the game on the line, I understand the Falcons didn't capitalize. They didn't do what they needed to do early in the game. But I always talk about those 2 to 3 plays in the game that can change the game. And those were the plays that they threw flags on today. The plays that was going to change the game. They literally were scared to allow the Falcons to get the ball back. Blackberry hit the nail on the head on pretty much all his takes tonight when he was talking about the Falcons and the way that they were calling these phantom calls for a team that don't even need the help, as he was talking about. Like, let's just call it what it is. If this is your GOAT, that he needs all of these phantom calls. Let's just be real. That's why I refuse to call Tom Brady the GOAT.
Can I add something to what you just said,
Go ahead.
brother? For a team to be preseason ranked the 32nd ranked team in the league, why must you help Tom Brady? Why must we was perennially ranked the 32nd team in the league. So now how dare us take over first place? I'm sorry.
For a game, OG, that's the thing about it. This not even this game is gonna knock the Bucs out the playoffs. They only want us to be in first for 1 week of the NFC South. That's how bad it is.
For 1 week.
Right.
For 1 week.
1 week, man. Come on,
and that's
man.
a strong point. Had this been the last game of the year and this happened, we still would have been pissed, but we'd have been like,
okay, I can see they're not gonna let Tom Brady get kicked out of the playoffs. Okay, we can
right,
see that. But come on,
week 5. Suck a dog dick. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I'll pay the fine. Find me later.
LT, we're going to get this back. This man going to get me kicked out. LT and then you can close us out, baby.
Like I've been telling people before, I still see us as a 9-10 win team, possibly playoff berth. We know that this team is not different. It is very different from previous years. And like you said, we was down, and where most times we probably would have laid down and just get blown out, and whatever the case may be, we fought back. We showed grit. We showed grind. I will say this, because I know everybody's still pissed off about that game, but next week can solve all of that. The Shanahan come to town, and Lord knows it'll be a blessing to drag that man up and down the dome. I mean, listen, we got to get consolation somewhere. So if I could beat that man by 20, listen, I'll take this loss. That'll make my day. Because the reason why that man still got, at least the reason why that man, the fucker that we just played got, 7 rings right now? One on because the jackass that we play next week helped them do that. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to throw it out there. So, yeah. But, again, I'm proud of this team. And in closing, fuck Tom Brady, you raggedy eating.
Oh.
And just to let y'all know, they tried to interview Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett didn't have none of it. He won't speak to nobody.
Would you?
You better be glad I ain't slapped the shit out the first reporter that talked to him.
He would have had nothing nice to say. I probably would have did the same thing. I have nothing nice to say in that situation, bro.
I don't think Grady shook hands after the game.
Hey, I don't blame Grady. If I was Grady, Grady didn't pull an AB, take his pass off right out there on the field.
I'm telling you.
He should have took his pass down, took his helmet off, and ran right into the tunnel. Right
and
there.
pull his pan down and tell everybody to kill his butt.
I'm flipping over all the benches. And I'm gonna hope I drop some milk because I'll pull my pants down and take a healthy shit on the Tampa Bay logo. I pay the fine.
Oh my god!
Remember that Bernie Mac scene on Head of State when he just started smacking every reporter that came up on him?
You're right.
Ooh, boy.
Look. I'm going down the Twitter feed right now. This thing trending. They photon about shit. Next time you play him, you earn that roughing the passer call. knock his ass out the game.
Yeah,
Yep.
knock him out for real.
Yep.
But we
Fast
said that
dick.
coming into the game. Why not? Y'all gonna protect him anyway, so knock him
So
out.
if you get this rough in the pad, that gives you the green light. The next time you hit him, knock his motherfucking block off.
Well, now let's do it to
So
Jimmy G.
fast.
Let's do it to
Oh,
Jimmy
we can
G
do it to
next
Jimmy
week.
G too.
Let's do it to Jimmy
Yeah, I
G.
mean, Jimmy G. It's sad. I feel sorry for Jimmy because he was to get drugged for something his head coach did. you just allowed a fire, dog. We sorry.
Mhm.
And then when they throw the flag,
But-
pick the flag up, hand it to the ref and say, "That's
Mhm.
roughing."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jimmy gonna be on the ground like, why y'all hit me like this? Talk to your coach. You know
look.
why?
Anybody got an extra ticket to the game?
Look, get Troy Anderson ass out there and let him torpedo missile his ass to Tom Brady next time.
No,
You
let
don't
somebody
hit
who we
him.
don't need do it. Let Michael Walker do that shit. Go in there.
No, we good.
Look, if Michael Walker do it, he gonna miss the tackle. He gonna
He'll
fly
fuck
right
around.
past.
He'll fuck around and fuck it up.
He gonna tiptoe down there. He ain't gonna make it.
No, you got to hit him with the power of Montana. That's what you got to do.
Send them to Atlanta Falcon Nation, K-Style, because we ain't done talking about this. All 330 of you right now. Atlanta Falcon Nation. We still talking about it.
Peace out, y'all.
Deuces.